My name is Darin Walker. I'm a enterprise sales account executive. Been doing this for about 15 years, um, primarily in the CX and UCaaS, CCaaS space.
I'd love if you could share what was going on before we met.
Yeah, so I think this is probably fairly similar to probably what other account executives. I had a resume that I had that was, the format was probably 10 years old. The last time I had it updated was, with I had a friend who I thought they had a good looking resume, so I copied their resume and just over the years added just the different jobs to it. And when I started looking for a new position, it was definitely um, it was challenging to get some callbacks. Yeah.
Hmm. How long had you been looking before we met?
I think seriously, probably it was somewhat new in the process, maybe 2 months at most.
Okay. And were you getting interviews?
They were few and far between, and it was even um, the whether it was the economy, just the time that we're in, even the LinkedIn emails from recruiters were kind of few and far between as well.
Right. So what happened after we started our work together?
Yeah, so I think the biggest improvements that I saw was, how everybody's using, Chat GPT and AI now. So I think the biggest improvements that I saw were, improving the resume to include keywords, from job descriptions, have things that recruiters were actually looking for. I think another area that was that actually got mentioned in one of the interviews was having the what do you call them, the letters, the
The
I'm
cover
losing
letter?
the cover letter. Yeah, thank you. So having more direct focused cover letters. I was using a very generic cover letter, one for everything, and following what you were in your kind of protocol there with having more of a focus, have more of your key skills. I think that was something that was directly responsible for getting callbacks, and then upgrading LinkedIn as well.
Yeah. What started to happen after you updated your LinkedIn profile?
So it was, and I think I even told you this. It was like a light switch. The first, day after submitting the new resume, new cover letter, it was a day after. I think I got two or three hits. One of them is, probably what we're going to talk about in a few minutes here, was the company that eventually gave me the offers. So it was. I was surprised. I think that was something that I pinged you about in an email, telling you that, it was pretty eye opening. Yeah.
Hmm. So tell me more about what happened. You got an offer recently. Congratulations.
Yeah. And this was, whether it was the sign of the times or just because of the, preparedness, from I had to go back and look at the dates, but from the day that I submitted um, the resume cover letter, with their online, application that they had through LinkedIn, it was just over 3 weeks between first meeting and offer that I got. And it was, I think one of the things that was I appreciate from your service was you were there to support from, I think we had several meetings on, okay, I've got a meeting with the, first screen call. What's the important things to get across? Then it was a meeting with the hiring manager, and the final one, which I was a little apprehensive about, with, I hadn't done one of these in a while, was a panel interview. And I think, the role playing that we did and going back and forth on that, I mean, it helped with, preparation. Um, After the role play, or excuse me, after the panel interview, I got the offer the very next day, and so it was, very fast.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, you did the work, but certainly there's a lot that goes into interviewing nowadays, right? I would say interviewers and companies in general are more sophisticated when it comes to interviews because they've made some hiring mistakes, a lot of them. And so it's very important to be prepared for every phase and every interview style that they're going to put you through, right? So I feel
Sure.
like you were very prepared there. And so are you able to share a little bit about the results in terms of your before and after, compensation wise, like return on investment, that sort of thing?
Yeah. So I came in with, it's just like what, recruiters and phone screeners do. They tell you the job range. The job range for their offer was, it was probably, I think it was around 5 to 7% higher than what my current pay was. So that was a good bump there. When the actual offer came in, the components of their offer was a base salary and on target earnings, as well as a block of RSUs, stock units. And we did it wasn't a whole lot of back and forth. So I think we went through one back and forth. They bumped the offer about 10%, and they essentially doubled the RSUs. And so my thinking was, I think the initial block of RSUs was it was a couple thousand, and they doubled that, which is important as we talk. This is a company that is geared to probably go public in the next probably 12, 18 months.
Yeah, so basically a double digit increase in your compensation, right?
Yeah.
Was there anything in particular that surprised you about our work together that you didn't anticipate?
I think I didn't realize, maybe how important it was to structure your resume, and how important these cover letters, how they would be. And I think, and I even talked with a recruiter. It wasn't the one that I ended up getting the offer with, but they shared how they're even using chat gpt to crawl and search these resumes before they even talk. And so I think the key area here that I didn't really understand was how important it was to have these keywords that match up with the job description that you're going for. And I think the process that you have, where I think we looked at 10 different job recs, and combining those, that was probably one of the more eye-opening areas.
Nice, nice. And what would you say to someone considering potentially working with me?
Yeah, so I think, you know, as salespeople, or as as really anybody, the cost of doing things sometimes looks prohibitive. But the one thing that I can say is that the investment in yourself, and the investment in how you better yourself professionally, is it's well worth it. I mean, it's and I was in a good position that I still had a job. So, these day and ages, money is always tight. But I think even if, didn't have a job, this would be something that, it would have been a pill to swallow, but it's something that, you need to do, because you need to be able to differentiate yourself nowadays to set yourself up above. So I think that would be what I would tell somebody is, run, don't walk, and open up your wallet, and really put this investment in yourself, because it'll pay off. I mean, I was really thinking this was going to be, the long run. In the past couple jobs I've looked at, they've been in your folks that you're, talking to, it's probably the same. I mean, this is a 4 to 6 months process. And for this to happen in, 3 weeks was really, it was a blessing. I don't know if it was, who can say whether it was timing, it was, help, it was probably all of the above. But I think the key here is just, invest in yourself.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. And once again, congratulations on your new role. I know you're going to do amazing.
Thanks. Appreciate it.